So this field behind me is my neighbor's. It's about 4.5, 5 acres, and he is graciously letting us cut it this year for hay. So we had a local farmer come out and give us a bid on it and give us an estimation of how much hay we can get from it. So today we're going to cut a perimeter around it because he won't cut right up next to the fence line. So we're gonna get the surrounding area cut and ready to get hayed later on this week. And while Kevin is cutting, we are looking for potential hazards in the field, like these posts and down logs and things like that. We get a lot of deer in this field, and they come and visit us pretty much every day. They stumble across one of their beds. Our hay guy estimated between 400 to 500 bales coming out of this field. It's a little hard to tell, but it's practically hip high everywhere out here. This field has not been cut for as long as I've lived here, which will be 5 years in October. And I'm pretty sure prior to that, it really never had any maintenance or was cut. From what my neighbor told me before he acquired it, because this, I guess, once used to be part of my property before I bought it. The previous owner lost it because he didn't pay the property taxes on it. But he used to have horses on here, and I doubt, based on the condition of how the house was when we bought it, that he ever actually maintained it out here. So what I'm hoping is in the years going forward, we'll have a good rapport with my neighbor, and he'll allow us to seed and compost and get this field a lot more quality for local grown hay for the future. But for this year, we're just gonna do an initial first cut and call it good, see what we get out of it. There are some weeds out here, but you know, not really a huge, terrible amount. So yeah, we'll see how it turns up. I thought this was kind of a neat view of my property from the back in the field. It's my arena over there. And the red roof is my compost building. The green roof is tractor and hay storage, and the canopy is going to be for more hay storage coming out of this field. And the house, paddocks, the barn. You can see my trailer. The other green building here is new this year. It's another hay storage for boarders and tools. And then the other lean-to is the other two boarders, run-ins. And then there's more field over there. So that's a view from this side of my property. He's gonna do the field over there. It's about a 3-acre field, and that's the one I'm hoping to get the majority of my own hay from, because that's the one that my neighbor maintains. Well, maintains as in mows it every year, so there's less, well, we know that there's no debris out there, and less weeds and things, because the mowing helps handle that. So we hired a local hay farmer that had equipment. The first day that he came out, he brought a sickle mower, I believe is what this is called. And basically it just cuts it at a certain height, and unlike a brush mower like we have, or a brush hog, brush hogs can kind of chop it up a little bit too small, but the sickle mower cuts it in real nice even lengths. So that's what he did on the first day on both of the pastures, and he did 2 patches. So I think the first was just kind of a light cut, and then he lowered it down a little bit, and he did a little bit more of a final cut. So after both of the fields were cut, then the next thing that he brought was a tedder. So there's a variety of different kinds of tedder attachments available, and this is just the one that he has. And the purpose of the tedding is to allow the grass to be aerated essentially so that it dries completely, because when it's laying on the ground after being cut, the side that's on the ground isn't getting exposed to the air to actually cure it. So you have to ted it, and depending on the field it gets tedded once or twice. Ours, I believe, got tedded once with some areas of twice. You can see how it lifts it all up and it fluffs it all on the field here, so it can aerate and actually cure for a good hay product. So the tedder, this piece of equipment also allows the operator to make it into windrows. Windrows are the third step. So after the hay has been cured and in the tedding process, then you actually pile it up into rows that are ready to be baled. And so this particular tedder not only allows you to aerate it and cure it, but to push all the hay up into nice neat rows that are ready for the baler. So after the tedding, which took a day or two, then it was all windrowed, and now here he brings the baler. And there's, again, a whole lot of different types of equipment and attachments. I can't speak exactly to what he was using, but this is his baler. It ended up producing about 60-pound bales, which is pretty average for what we call a local care. It ended up being 346 bales. So the cost for you to get a field mowed and baled entirely depends on the situation. In my particular situation, the neighbor allowed me to do all of this to the two fields at no cost to me to pay him. So all I had to do was pay the hay farmer, which made it so that the cost per bale for me ended up being about half, maybe less than half of what it would have cost for me to go buy local bales from some other source. And in addition, we had about 50 bales of surplus that I was able to sell and recoup a little bit of cost in that way as well. So this is a very beneficial situation for us here this year, and hopefully for some years to come. It smells like hay outside, and it is glorious. And the reason why is because we had about 346 bales made off of my neighbor's 2 fields. He was gracious enough to let us do that. And I'm so excited that we're gonna have our own hay from our own local field for my horses for the rest of the year.